Everything's being manipulated, and you don't believe it. And you're being manipulated. The whole system. Am I progressive? Yeah, I think you're being mind hacked. The whole generation X's. Am I against you? No. I'm concerned. You're not free. You have no freedom. No freedom. I'm a musicologist. I've studied music since years and years. That means I'm old school? No. I want to hear something that changes. Like monumental albums that just be mind hacked. The streaming systems are ridiculous. More, more, more. Um, Wickonomics is a book you should read. And that's what they're doing. They're just shoving garbage on you. I talked to an engineer in LA. He's got 15 engineers in that studio. And he says, we're just turning out sausages. It's the sausage factory of life. I haven't heard anything that is progressive. Older people aren't always mind fixed. Was um, Beatles producer mind fixed? Well, he got them and he wanted to hear something that would stand out. I mean, it was unpopular at the time, guitar bands. Oh, yeah, it was unpopular. We don't hear any guitar music. So, where are we going with this? You know, we're getting an industrialized muffin factory. And you're eager, Jen, we were counterculture and all that. We didn't like it. Bob Dylan, a lot of those artists didn't like that system. It was too much free market capitalism that was destroying our world. And it is now. It's an extreme mind hack system. So let's talk about mindfulness. Is that good music? You see angry. I see people, you listen to it in your headsets, then you're angry. Why? It's a hack. We're being programmed. You're being programmed. You're being programmed by a digital streaming system that's taking advantage of this. Facebook likes. So what's likes? It's an opioid hit. You talk about alcohol addiction. I'd say social media is worse than alcohol. Can you put a phone down? Can you? I was getting hooked on it because I got an addictive personality. But I started buying a smartphone. I didn't buy a smartphone because my phone quit. Thank God was showing me one of these. You see, even Neil Young has these. And they're attacking Neil Young for going off Spotify. Well, he knows that's a joke, so. So is Joni Mitchell. Now, are they mind hacked? I think they're very progressive. And you blame boomers. We were the generation that wasn't buying into the Dick Nixon and all these right wing parties. You know, think about it. Your parents did. Generation Y. Yuppies. Boomers were. Oh, when Woodstock was on, 1967. That makes me 12 years old. Did I do it? Listen to all this rubbish here. I've lived through a lot of music changes. I've been in bands in the 70s. And I've heard a lot of progressive music. I don't hear it now. And we used to call that the sausage factory. Yeah. It doesn't matter quality. Instagram. They got their own templates on how to design it. There's no organic from the bottom up building of anything. I listened to, I got rid of GarageBand. I don't use it. wouldn't use that for a recording platform because it's their loops, not mine. Yeah, this is a looping system. I had great loops on it. And I might go back to some of the old foundations. I'm thinking of music that was progressing, but they had foundations to it. Robert Johnson was a foundation to Americana music. It moved on and it moved on and it moved on to T-Bone Walker started doing style of guitar. Listen to T-Bone and listen to Chuck Berry. So it's double stops on that, and the rhythmic elements are changing. Music was doing that. Now, does that mean it's old music? Traditional? No, it means it's progressing and taking it somewhere. I don't hear that. I talked to a musicologist about this in Washington State. She said, will you explain to these young people it's overcompression? Oh, yeah, overcompression is forced on you. My great albums always had techniques of letting the microphone bleed. The imperfections were useful. I was listening to Nick Drake. Well, that music wasn't popular and he killed himself, which is silly. No, it's not silly. It was just the way we relate to being popular. What we learn from it. His music was popular 15 years after because it was damn good. And listen to cello. And they take the microphone, his voice is coming through. And that was not stereo music. It was the vocals coming through on the microphone going to the guitar. And they upped the vocal levels on that track. They liked the ambience. So there was an organic, unstereo sound to it. A lot of music was on the fly. You could lay that track down. Very, and you never knew what was going to come up. American Woman. How did that start? Well, they were tuning up Randy Bachman and Burton Cummings in the bar, and he got a lick down, pop, 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 pop on the bass. And I cut in, and they just had that song, and they hit it. It was on the fly, like a horse out of the gate. That's creativity, and that's progress. And the guess who really did good in Canada with that music? Randy Bachman was a Bachman Turner Orchestra. Kurt Cobain, he killed himself. Yeah? But it was pretty progressive indie music at the time. He's recording at Sound Studios in LA. That was a 52 track recording studio, 2-inch tape, and one massive hand wired soundboard. Sound Studios. Fleetwood Mac recorded there. Now you're going to tell me a bunch of stuff, and you're going to say, "Oh, you're old school, nostalgia." No, I'm for progressive music. I don't hear it. The day you get rid of those streaming services, you'll get your soul back. The day you get off social media and quit expecting content likes, you might realize reality of life. And people living on popularity. I just thrown this in this thing. But you're popular in your own inner self. That's part of the awakening. You don't need attachments to a broken system. Mind hacking and making profits probably why we have these marketing systems. We got hyperinflation. Then you wonder what's going on with the housing situations in Canada. And you gotta listen to politicians that have no care except to get power, streaming their rubbish over social media. Like Pierre Paula. I wouldn't trust him. He's not the future. He's lying all the time. Oh no, you're gonna attack me and say I'm mentally ill. No, that's gaslighting. They're doing that to you. They're gaslighting you. Because the banks are pretty well shut. They're right down to everything. So this is going on for a while. It's not awakening. It's not spiritual. It's not growth. It's not development. The young people that are waking up are transgender, gay, and lesbian. They're getting off social media platforms because of the dark hate. I don't know if racism might be more people of race and color getting off it too. So they're starting to walk away a little bit, just a little. And you get on here and say you're nostalgia. I don't think so. A building has blocks in it. It's a foundation. Musical theory and where modern music was developing just threw away all those elements. I've studied musicology for years, and I've heard a lot of transitions. Some of it's hard to get used to because we go by familiarity, play the song over and over again. We get familiar to what they're pushing on you. And then you say it's your music. I wish it was. It's not your music. It's a corporate greed of rubbish just to make profit. Music profession is what? It's just terrible. This is a dark time in our culture of social media and streaming services taking a whole generation. What, Gen X and Z? Yeah, I think you're all mind type. You don't like it. I don't like being told things. I hate being told things. I don't dress right, some Gen Zs say. That's all right. Maybe I don't. Keep my mind open. Buy some new clothes, but I'm not going to look like somebody not my age. Maybe Mr. Roberts in my neighborhood. But Gen Zs. You know, it's nice to say you got your own music. It's not your own music. It's just your program. They've been programming your whole generation for years. The education system, teacher, leave the kids alone. Just shoving it up there. Accolades. Yeah, and so much student debt. They got you working. How much? Oh, Henry Ford. Yeah, that's nostalgia of a 40-hour work week. Because he thought maybe that's all that people can work. Yeah. Everybody takes their computer to the coffee shop, the bars, everywhere. Or they're streaming. Streaming through photos and they're into streaming. It's not a date anymore. Got a girl date and they're streaming. I looked at that. Interesting behavioralisms. 1970s, I took a psychology course. One of the requirements was to go out in the streets, listen to conversations, hear people talk. Interesting observation of the world. Well, I just look around and they're just stuck on iPhones or Androids. We got to talk with society who can't wake up because we're being told how it is, and that's how you do it. Look at the online therapists on here. Look at all these prophets. So I kept on doing oracle cards, and I got this. Be your own guru. You've advanced so much, just take that and figure it out yourself. So you got people saying skeptical things about intuition, everything. Like you're being screwed, cooked, and bubbled into Orwellian society. It was a little late. It was supposed to be 1984, and now it's now. It caught up again. And it's all mind hacking because the corporate banking system is. And he was yelling at me, and I said, "That's fine, boomer. I believe in Keynesian economics. I sure don't. I don't believe in it. I'm open-minded, and I think that's the problem. Keynesian externalities in the economy and commodity markets. I wouldn't touch that stuff with a 20-foot pole. Commodity markets. So it's all crashing. If I watched the weather report called The Economy, I hear these little externalities in there, like the Canadian externality in the money market. They scammed $9 billion out of the federal government. So up goes the market. You know, Alberta promised to cut the tax on gas. Now they can't. But you're just playing with Artwood wrote it. It's not money. What is it? It's fractional reserve banking. It's killing us. Market money's going up, and all these profits telling you how it is. Make lots of money. And they're on there talking about the content producers. Content producer. Well, I send you a box, but there's nothing in it. That's what content is. It's like money. It's a content of nothing. There's nothing tying it down, tie your mama down. Nothing. There used to be gold in it. But this fractional reserve banking, the whole system, and the whole unconsciousness going on is what's happening to you. Well, I might be 68. Doesn't mean I'm fixed minded. And it doesn't mean like Mother Jones is telling you boomers watch out for it. They did it. No, we didn't do it. We were counterculture to all that rubbish. The capitalist system. Are we communists? Oh, Ford did in Ohio. I think we're just saying, boy, this is a little bit much. Killing university students in 1969. Shot him dead by Richard Nixon. And what was going on in the United States? Well, they got into ideology. And the ideology was McCarthyism. It wasn't really anything to do with America. It was an unconsciousness. And it was off book the gold system to start printing money. So the United States is at $31 billion. And why I don't really like Pierre Pavlov's message. We're finding gold and stuff, but he wants to follow the U.S. American standard. We're at over 1.4 billion. We're in trouble. Don't you think? You go to the bank, you can't save money anymore. It's not worth it. It used to be you could put money away and you collect interest. You don't get it. You got it because of hyperinflation. So what's causing this hyperinflation? Well, globalization, is that the problem? Or is it the mass marketing? Good question. I want you to explore it. Give me your opinions. And I say that's mass marketed garbage. It's low vibe and it upsets me. Music never had that effect. I heard a lot of progressive music. It took a while to get used to. Like a pair of pants that don't fit right. We don't wear them in, but I can't wear that stuff. It doesn't exist a lot. It's just muffins and cupcakes and factory horrible junk. And I really feel sorry that you say it's your music. Because it isn't yours. You're the experiment. You're the experiment in profiteering. And you got all these right-wing extremists out here that are going crazy. Your generation. Am I a communist? No, I've read Marx and Engels. I'm pretty open-minded. And I know free market capitalism is the problem, not capitalism in general. Not capitalism in general. Capitalism means the means of production. We're putting too much materialism in the world. It's out of balance. All the skeptics about energy healing, all the spiritual things, skeptical, debunking everything. Well, they're easy to debunk, aren't they? Rebuttals, can you answer them? I get in a debate. I've been in debates, won them, and I rebuttal. Can you beat that? I don't think so. Because I'd use maybe non-material, metaphysical philosophy over materialism. We are living in the material world of fake reality. Life has always been a bit smoke and mirrors. But on a digital screen on your phone, it's getting really bad. And some of it's very toxic. And I like going off it. Since I've gone off it pretty well, I sleep better at night because it does upset me. Some of the things they say on here, some of the things are right. But some of it's really toxic. And, the judge, the ego is all this stuff on here now. An overinflated like system of too much me. And I see it. People aren't helping older people. They're not helping younger people. The compassion is just, woo. So what's awakening? Awakening is to see the interconnection of humans, living beings on this planet. The earth is one cold thread of love holding us together. But they've divided you up into digital instruments. Look at, they're coming out with robots for sex. The whole industry is getting crazy. I think they're going to change the world with digital sex, dolls, androids. Now, no thank you. There's something about a real human being that's nice to date and be with. Now, sexual intimacy, that's something that comes into unity with a man and a woman. And it's an agreed thing. But not a man, I don't think that's agreed. I think sadomasochism is starting to get in there, and women start liking that. It's just overtext sex. Sadomasochism. I keep on wondering where that comes from. Well, they pass away. denounce metaphysics science, but we support metaphysical. It's not metaphysical, meta-digital. He's getting sick. So, reminds me of the Hebrew scriptures talking about love. First life of Adam in Hebrew scriptures or the Kabbalah. And she didn't want to lay under Adam. She wanted to be a succubus. Well, that's what a succubus is. She ascended beyond the realm. Angels tried to bring her down. This is Hebrewic. And they couldn't. So she wouldn't conform to Eve. Eve was the second wife of Adam by the Kabbalah or the ancient teachings. Look it up. You know. So Jewish culture is a different thing, and then we get into anti-Semitism and a mosque, and everybody's convincing everybody it's the Jews that did it. Seems like a repeat story of Adolf Hitler and Nazi Oompa boys. And it's getting sick. So I turn it off.